YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys another Pokemon Sword and Shield video today. Today we're going to be talking about some of the rare Pokemon in the Galar region and where you can find them. This is a really highly anticipated and requested video, so I hope this helps you guys find some of those rare Pokemon that you're looking for. Be sure to hit that like button down below, and make sure you guys subscribe with those notifications turned on so you do not miss a Pokemon Sword and Shield video. I've got tons of guides, coverage, gameplay, and more coming out over the coming weeks, and you can check out my live stream going on right now for 10 days straight at twitch.tv/aDrive. Without further ado, let's actually just jump into the video. I'm gonna hop to my town map here, and we're gonna actually travel to the first location, which is gonna be Route 3. Now, Route 3 is where you can find a really cool Pokemon called Sizzlepede. Sizzlepede is a bug and fire type Pokemon that evolves into Scorch, and if you're playing through the early game, you can actually find it right here on this route. Anywhere on this route is good, and you're gonna go for the exclamation point patches like this. Now, there's two different types of encounters in this game. There's overworld encounters, which are the Pokemon that are floating across the ground, like the Roly-Colies here, and then there's grass encounters, which are the Pokemon like this Machop that I found. So the Sizzlepede is found in the grass encounters by running into these exclamation points, and that's how you get encounters like we would a traditional Pokemon game. You continue to run into the exclamation points until you find the Pokemon you're looking for. Now, I'll warn you, Sizzlepede is a 1% encounter here, so don't get discouraged if it takes you a while to find it. It could take a long time. It could take you 5 minutes, it could take you 5 hours. You have a 1 in 100 chance to find this Pokemon in the grass, so just keep in mind, if it takes a while, don't be too discouraged. It took me about 2 or 3 hours to find my first Sizzlepede. For those looking for Sizzlepede otherwise, you can actually grab it through Kabu's gym. The third gym, you can actually find it there pretty much automatically, and you can catch it there too. So if you're not in any rush, you can grab it from Kabu's gym, but if you want to find it in the wild, this is going to be the place to do it. Alternatively, you can always look in the max raid battles for a Gigantamaxed Scorch, which allows you to get its special G-Max move. That's probably the best bet if you're looking for a competitive Sizzlepede, but ultimately, you could try to find one here if you want to get it for your playthrough or early game, whatever it may be. I assure you, if you continue to do what I'm doing right now, you will ultimately find Sizzlepede. Like I said, it may take a little while, but just be patient because it is a pretty rare encounter. So, let's jump to the next Pokemon here because I'm probably going to take forever to find this thing. I promise you it's here because I have found it in the past. So, we're going to go all the way up to Route 5 now, which is where the first Pokemon nursery is, and we're going to find a Pokemon called Applin. Now, Applin's a super cool little apple Pokemon, probably one of my favorite designs, that evolves into a grass and dragon. And much like Sizzlepede, it is the grass encounter, so you're going to chase down these exclamation points and try to find Applin. For those who don't know, Applin has 2 evolutions. One is in Sword and one is in Shield. I am, partial to the Sword one. I think the Sword one looks cooler, but I think the Shield one's actually better and competitive. It's got a lot of potential. So just run into these little exclamation point encounters, and Applin, fortunately, is much more common. It's a 10% encounter here on this route. So ultimately, you'll find it much quicker. It's only 10%. So it's really not too bad because, again, some of these encounters can take a little while to find, but Applin's 10%. So I assure you, if you just run into these patches of exclamation point grass, you'll eventually find Applin. Again, I'm not going to take a ton of time to find it because it's probably going to take me forever because my luck is garbage, but it is there. I promise you guys. The next Pokemon I talked about is Toxel. Toxel is a brand new electric and poison type Pokemon that you can obtain. And actually, what's cool is you can get a Toxel right here at this daycare. If you go inside the daycare and you talk to the people inside, they'll actually give you a Toxel that you can use. But if you want to get your own, or maybe try to get a shiny one down the road, or whatever it may be, you can actually head on to Route 7 up here, and Toxel can be found in the grass. Much like what we just did, it can be found in the wild grass encounters over here with some other pretty cool Pokemon. And this one spawns at a 25% clip. So it's much more common if you're trying to get a Toxel. You can run into these patches of grass here, and there's a Carablast, but again, 25% chance to find Toxel in this route, Route 7. So much higher chance than some of the other Pokemon that we've just talked about. So keep that in mind. You've got some opportunities there to try to get it or whatever it may be. But again, 25%, just look for those exclamation point encounters like I'm doing right now. And I'm going to find Shellman and Selgor. Shellman's actually rarer than Toxel, go figure. But again, it is found in this patch of grass. Route 7, 25%. Some of these Pokemon can be found in other locations, but I'm just trying to show you guys what I think is the best location to find them early game. The next Pokemon I'm going to show you guys is Sinistea. Sinistea, of course, the pre-evolution of Polteageist, can actually be found in Glimwood Tangle. Now, the cool thing about Sinistea is there's actually 2 forms of Sinistea, and I'm still doing a little bit of research on this myself, but there is a kind of a regular Sinistea form, and then there's like a rarer form. So there's a 10% encounter of Sinistea, and then there's a 1% encounter of Sinistea. So this again is a grass encounter, so you're gonna look in the grass and wait for those exclamation points to pop up like I just had there, and then you're gonna encounter it, and hopefully we actually find a Sinistea right off the bat. So there you go. We actually found one, which is incredible. So again, there's two forms. There's a 10% form and a 1% form, and I'll try to put them on the page so you kind of see what they look like, but we actually found the Pokemon. How amazing is that? So that's a pretty easy one there too, if you're looking to try to find some cool Pokemon. Sinistea obviously evolves into Polteageist, which is going to be one of the more effective Pokemon in competitive. I think that Pokemon is actually going to be very, very good in competitive. The next Pokemon I'm going to show you guys is Hatenna. Hatenna is going to be found in the Motostoke outskirts, which I believe is somewhere over here, right? Maybe? No? Up here? Yeah. No, that's Winden. Where's the Motostoke outskirts? I have no idea. Is this it over here? Yeah, this is it. So we're gonna actually fly to Motostoke, and we're gonna go shoot to the east, and we can go to the Motostoke outskirts, which is where you can find Hatenna. You can actually find Hatenna's evolve form where we just were in Glimwood Tangle. It's about a 10% encounter, but if we head to the outskirts here, there's a way to, oh, we have to go upstairs and all that stuff. I kind of flew to the wrong spot, but that's okay. We'll travel upstairs, we'll take the little thing, and you take the little elevator up, and then you shoot to the right-hand side, and you can shoot over and get Hatenna pretty easily. This one is actually an overworld encounter. It's a 10% overworld encounter, so you just kind of take your bike, shoot all the way over. Kind of a bummer that you can't fly to some of the routes, but that's okay. I got my boost on my bike, so we're gonna fly a little faster here, and you can go to the Motostoke outskirts, which is right here. And here is where you will find Hatenna. Again, 10% overworld encounter, so I, of course, ran into a Sudowoodo, but what you can do is you can actually reset the route by going into the next area and come back. That's one little tip too. I'm gonna tell you guys, for any of the overworld encounters, you could reset the overworld by just leaving far enough away. So I'll show you guys that here in a second, because this is actually a really good tip. There's one right there. So we found one pretty easily. That was no problem. But I'll show you how the route reset works really quickly, and this is gonna be really useful for finding yellow aura Pokemon. For those who don't know what yellow aura Pokemon are, they're Pokemon that have a yellow swirl around them, which increases their IVs and gives them egg moves. So that's really cool. But you can see I've got these spawns here. I could hop on my bike. I could just kind of book it over here, shoot over here, hit the bridge, whip it back, and come back. And those spawns that were here before are going to be replaced with new spawns. So if you're looking for something a little bit rarer, that's a really good way to do it. So that's what I would recommend if you're trying to do that. The next Pokemon I'm going to show you guys is Duraludon. Duraludon is one of the most powerful Pokemon in the Galar region, being a dragon and steel type Pokemon. This thing's a monster. It's going to be really, really good and competitive. And it does have a Gigantamax form. So again, this is a Pokemon that you'd probably want to get through max raid battles. But Duraludon is going to be in all the way up here somewhere. It's going to be, I believe it's Route 10 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, White Hill Station, and it's like Route 10, this snowy route here. So I think I can actually just fly there. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's Route 10. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think this is the one. So it's a 1% overworld encounter here. So it is a little bit rare. You'll see the mimes jumping around. I definitely have seen one up top here. Like when you go all the way to the top. I think this is this the, yeah, that's that. So towards the bottom of Route 10, it is located on this route. You can find Duraludon on Route 10, like I said. It's just a little rarer. So you have to kind of work with the 1% overworld encounter, but you can leave the route and kind of come back and kind of go back and forth, and that's a good way to find Duraludon because, again, it is a really rare encounter, so you have to be kind of mindful of that and just know it's overworld. This one's overworld, not in the grass. So, of course, I can't get away from the Sneasel, which is very, very annoying, but that's okay. We'll try to run this time, or I'll just bug buzz it or something, but let me see if I can run this time. I could Pokédoll too, but let's see if I can get away. Come on, let me get away. I'm much higher levels. Okay, well, that's awkward. Well, let me cut the video real quick, and we'll keep it going for the next Pokemon. Okay, the next Pokemon I'm going to show you is called Pincurchin. Now, Pincurchin's super cool because it is an electric-type Pokemon, and then when you find it with its hidden ability, it actually can set up Electric Surge. So while people thought it was going to be like the Pyukumuku of this game, it's actually much stronger. So you head to this little icy town here. You can take your bike, and you can kind of book it all the way over this way, and you're going to head right down to Route 9. Route 9's a really cool route, so you can find a bunch of cool Pokemon like Clobbopus and stuff like that. But the key to finding Pincurchin is to look in the grass. So you're looking for exclamation point spots in the grass, much like we looked otherwise. So it's going to be in these patches right here, and it's not that rare. It's a 5% chance in the grass here. So Route 9, 5% chance in the grass to find Pincurchin. Again, super cool Pokemon, so I think you guys will really like it, but you just have to kind of give it a little bit of time to find it, because again, it can be a little bit rare when you're looking in the grass patches. Of course, I'm running into Pelipper's and all sorts of other stuff, but I promise you, Pincurchin's in this grass. 5% encounter rate in the grass. Again, really cool electric-type Pokemon that I think a lot of people are going to like. So, worth the grab for sure. I think it's really cool. Now I'm going to show you guys the last Pokemon that I want to show you guys. for this video. And if there's anything that you want me to cover in other videos, I try to cover some of it. There it is, we found it. Very cool. So there's pin Urchin right there. If there's anything you want me to cover that I didn't cover in this video, you can let me know, because I try to focus on some of the like more rare Galarmons, but there's obviously other Pokemon that are non-Galar Pokemon like Ferroseed and Ditto and stuff like that I think other people want to know about. But let's take a ride to the wild area, because now that's where we're headed. So we have to actually go to the wild area, and we have to go find the Lake of Outrage, which I believe is this, I don't know where it is. Where's the Lake of Outrage? It's somewhere. It's somewhere in the wild area. You clearly, I know exactly where it is. It's somewhere over here somewhere. Let me see. There it is. It's the Lake of Outrage right there. So we're going to fly to Hammerlock Hills. We're going to go to Lake of Outrage. And we're going to look for Dreepy. Now, Dreepy is one of the coolest Pokemon in this game. And this is one of the Pokemon you really want to find. So we're going to head to the Lake of Outrage, which is all the way over this way. And Dreepy can be found in the grass. It is a grass encounter. So you got to hit those exclamation spots. But it is a 1 or 2% encounter. It is very, very rare. So just keep that in mind. Dreepy is no joke. It is a 1 or 2% encounter depending on the weather. So let's see if I can get in the water here. We are in the Lake of Outrage. This is where we want to be. You're going to head over here, and you're going to try to find Dreepy. Now again, Dreepy is in the grass. It is a very rare Pokemon. You have to find it in thunderstorm, fog, or overcast. So let's take a look at our map. Pull up your town map, and you can look on the map to see what the weather is. So Lake of Outrage is showing sunny. So no matter what I do, I can't actually find it. It has to be thunderstorm, fog, or overcast, and then you'll just encounter it in the grass right here. So you'll look for those exclamation spots. I'm getting attacked by Braviaries and stuff. But you're gonna find those exclamation point spot grass encounters, and you will find Dreepy here at the Lake of Outrage in thunderstorms, fog, and overcast. Those are the three things you need to do. So that's pretty much the end of this video, guys. I think I covered all the rare Pokemon that I wanted to talk about. If there's anything that you think I missed or anything you want me to cover in a future video, you can let me know in the comment section below. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I'm going to struggle against this Braviary here, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.